If you like this video, subscribe to my channel, but let's get right to it. So the other day, a Terminator Dark Fate trailer 2 dropped, and I was like, oh, okay, I watched it. Everyone else was doing their trailer reactions, and I didn't, I was already kind of like done with the first one, saw that, but then an international trailer dropped today and literally gave away the entire movie. I mean, it showed everything. It held almost nothing back other than the presumable death of John Connor, where he gets gunned down in the beginning of the film as a child, right after the events of Terminator 2, which really blows if that's how the movie's going to go down, because all that effort gone into the first Terminator to preserve Sarah Connor, and all that effort to save the life of John Connor in the second film, for him just to be blown away. They're going to take Edward Furlong's face and they're going to map it onto a young kid that's the same height, size, and everything that Edward Furlong was in 1991. And Arnold Schwarzenegger's Terminator is going to be de-aged, and it's a scene where he busts down a door and just shotgun kills John Connor in a flashback. And like, that's going to suck, because it's basically throwing out all the work and effort of the first two films for Kyle Reese to go back, for him to be with his fantasy love of Sarah Connor, and then to procreate and make the Resistance leader of the future, and then to protect him in the second film, and they the Resistance sends another Terminator back just to kill him off. And I'm just like, I still can't get into Mackenzie Davis's character in all the trailers. That even though she's an enhanced human, I can't get over the fact that she can just fight the way she fights. And you know, she looks like she's 115 pounds wet, and she's taken on these Terminators, and it's just, I don't know, man. I don't know. And then Arnold ages in the film, and he's the Terminator that killed John Connor. He's still walking the earth, because once he accomplished his mission, he's got a 150-year power cell in his chest. So what's he gonna do? He goes fishing, hangs out at a log cabin, crap like, I mean, what do they call him in Terminator Genisys? Pops? This is just, I just feel like this is Terminator Genisys 2.0, and you throw in Linda Hamilton, and you just, the only thing that I liked about the international trailer, and I'll say this, is Gabriel Luna, is that the guy who's playing the Rev 9, the new Terminator? He cracked jokes and stuff. Like, not like one-liners, but like this guy was interacting with him, and it's like, here, put your weapons down, and he put his guns down, and he goes, I'm just one big weapon. That's what my wife says, or something, whatever. But it's like they gave him a personality versus him being just like the T-1000, or just like the TX, where they don't say anything, and they just, you know, they're mean the whole time. So they're finally giving them character to let them do things and interact with humans. But, you know, seeing, you know, Mackenzie Davis, her sphere happens in the middle of a bridge, and she falls all the way down into the water. And then you see Gabriel Luna's one, his sphere comes down and lands like in midair too, and he has to drop down. I mean, what happened to these spheres like showing up right on the ground level, on the surface? I don't get it. Well, I guess in the first Terminator, Kyle Reese was dropped from an elevated spot too. But when the Terminators seem to go through, it always seems to be perfect. I don't know. But, you know, once again, you know, the plane's in the air and on fire, and it's just like the, you know, Terminator Genisys, I'll be back, and he jumps and he goes right through the plane and all. It's the same kind of thing. There's a fight on a plane, and the plane's on fire, and you know, it just seems like the writer's room got together I think David Goyer wrote this one. He also had a hand in Terminator Salvation, I think. And they all get together, and then they were like, they picked all the, what they thought were the good parts of all the other Terminator films combined, and then threw them all in one, you know? But then, you know, they give everything away in the trailer. The one Terminator splits into two, a liquid guy and an endoskeleton. So, you know, and then they come back to get, oh, fuck. You know, I'll go see this movie, but I really feel like Terminator 1 and Terminator 2 is a full story arc that ends with the saving and preventing of Judgment Day. And everything since then has just been, like a Hollywood studio, a complete cash grab. And I think, as much as I hate to say it, but if they don't digitally scan Arnold Schwarzenegger, or get where the technology is just like what they're doing in Gemini Man with Will Smith, like, we can't have these old Terminators anymore. Like, you either bring in new actors to be Terminators, or you digitize and do the young 1981 Arnold in all the movies going forward, and you just let Arnold Schwarzenegger get into a room and do the vocal for it. You just let him record the lines, because doing anything different is just, or you just find somebody else. You know, I know there were rumors of Dwayne "The Rock" Johnson like taking over the role, and things like that had been passed around, and you know, just do something else, man. But you know, it's like the Terminator 3 was supposed to, you know, was supposed to be the end of that trilogy, and then you had Terminator Salvation came out, and that was supposed to be the launch of a new trilogy, but then that bombed at the box office, so they wiped that slate clean. Then Terminator Genesis comes out, and all you hear is, this is the start of a new trilogy of films, and then that bombs. Although the only thing I thought which was good in Genesis was when Arnold was thrown in the vat of liquid metal and he became laminated with liquid metal, so he could do the things that the liquid metal Terminator does. And when they did that at the end of that movie, I thought, well, if they got to make more of those, that's just a way where they don't have to do, because they're PG-13 movies, they didn't have to do a bloody Arnold face ripped apart again. He would just be liquid metal and he would get splatted, and that they were just playing it safe. That's what I thought they were doing when they did that. But then that movie bombed, Terminator Genesis. I mean, it did 300 or 400 million worldwide, but that was mostly because the foreign markets were into it. But it made like 93 million in the US, which sucks for a Terminator movie. So now you got this one, and that's the same. Oh, they're saying the same thing all through the publicity. This is going to kick off a new trilogy. This is like the third rebooted trilogy that they've come out with, and I'm just, what I'm seeing, and the international trailer just spoiling so much of the movie. You just literally, you take the first trailer, you take trailer 2, and you take the international trailer, and you put them together, and you got the movie. You got the movie. That's it. They gave away everything. So, I mean, what are we supposed to do as audience members, man? Watching all these, you know, and oh, just avoid the trailers and avoid that. Yeah, I get it. But the international trailer had so much more footage in it. Stupid. Okay, I'm done. What did you think? Have you seen the international trailer? If you haven't, you should search it out on YouTube. It's there. But if you don't want to know any more about this movie, don't search out the international trailer. But if you do, let's talk about it in the comment section, and talk about the whole movie in the comment section. Why don't we? But it's just ridiculous. Anyway, look, I'll see you on the next video. And that's it. I'm out with this Terminator shit.